Good morning, welcome back to BT. Well, a poor credit rating can really make things tough, so mortgage professional Elisha Ewonchuk joins us with a look at the common mistakes we make when it comes to our beacon score. All right, where do most of us go wrong? I'm assuming it's going to be not paying the people we owe money to.
Yes, that's number one, of course. So you always want to make sure you're making your payments. But there are a few things that people would probably not realize would cause them problems that I just wanted to talk about today really quickly. So one of them is co-signing for a loan.
Okay.
You wouldn't think that if you co-signed for somebody, let's say your daughter or son or something like that, that it would necessarily hurt your credit rating. But what people need to understand is that that does affect them as a liability. That will show up on their credit bureau. So if you co-sign for your son or daughter's car loan, it's going to show up on your credit report as a liability for you as well.
Until it's paid off.
Until it's paid off.
Then what happens when my son or daughter misses a payment?
It's going to show up on your bureau and affect your credit score.
Theirs as well?
Yes, of course, because it shows up as a joint account, and you can see that if you ever look at your credit report, you can see that it's a joint account. It's identified with a little J on your bureau. So people will see that, I mean, of course, and if you had to go and apply for credit and you had this on your bureau, you could say, well, actually, that was my son's account, and you can see that because it's a joint account. It's my son's, it wasn't mine.
Okay.
However, it still affects your score the same way, and it still affects debt servicing, which is the calculation used to qualify for mortgages. So something to keep in mind. You don't want to, if you're going to be applying for a mortgage, don't co-sign for a bunch of people because that's going to affect your numbers.
All right, pick your co-signers very selectively.
Yes,
all right,
yes.
Where else do we go wrong?
Okay, well, missing payments, of course, that's a big one, like I was saying. And I've already explained the difference between late payments and missed payments. So that's
under 30 days?
Under 30 days.
Over 30 days.
Over 30 days, exactly. And of course, the more you miss, the worse it gets. So if you're 30 days late, it's gonna affect it quite a bit. But if you're 60 days late, if you're 90 days late, then you're in bad shape. At that point, it's recoverable. Like, you can definitely bounce back from that by paying it up and paying it off, but for the duration of the time that you're over, it's going to not look so very good, and it's actually going to put you in a different credit class. When applying for a mortgage, it's going to mean you're going to pay a higher rate, for sure, and you might have to make a much larger down payment.
All right, so where else do we go wrong? We got to pay them off on time. We got to make sure we're not co-signing for too much.
Yes, and also being over limits or maxed on your cards is not the best idea either, because that does affect your credit score. So if you've got a $5,000 credit limit and your balance is $5,100, for that time that it's $5,100, your credit score is not going to be as good. Your credit score varies month to month, by the way. It changes as often as as creditors report to the agencies, which is usually monthly or every other month kind of thing. So it changes all the time. So your credit score today might be different tomorrow.
What about when I ask for credit rating? So when I ask for my credit report, I've been told that every time I ask Equifax for my numbers, my credit rating gets hurt.
No, not necessarily. Well, first off, if you request it yourself, it doesn't even show up. If you go to Equifax directly or TransUnion and you say, I'd like my credit score, you order it either through their website or you request it by mail, however you do it, that won't affect your score at all.
Okay.
But when other people pull your score, pull your credit report, it shows up as an inquiry on your bureau, but that doesn't necessarily affect it in a negative way. There's a common misconception that people think that every time someone checks your credit that it knocks your score down, but that's not always true.
Okay.
If you've got 30, 40 different inquiries from different credit card companies and finance companies, then it starts to look not as good. But let's say, for example, you've got a bank, a mortgage brokerage, a different bank, all within a certainly concentrated period of time. Well, then it's obvious that you're looking for a mortgage. And then it's not going to hit your score badly.
So I can still shop around for that mortgage.
Yes.
Looking at a 41st credit card. That's
not the best idea.
That might be one of those common mistakes.
That's right.
All right, we'll put as much information as we can on breakfasttelevision.ca when it comes to helping you with your credit score. We're going to take a break. Still plenty to come today on BT.